to me was somewhat unexpected. And I got to see people's characters, competitiveness revealed under some pretty trying circumstances, okay? The season really starts now. It started yesterday for the upcoming team. They were in the weight room yesterday for the first time. They start, they'll do a Junkyard Friday maybe on this tomorrow. They will start working on their skills, start trying to refine the fundamentals of this game, and we'll go into a team segment. And it's always growing pains through that. And last spring, we lost more than we won. And you get to feeling a little bit alarmed when that happens, but it's happened so many times, and then we turned around and had good seasons that you have to just realize it's part of the learning process. But this group, these 4 seniors, they all traveled different paths to get here. Jamie was right here and was recruited really through standard channels. We talked to her when she was younger. Dree found us, to be quite honest, and then we did like her, and wanted to be a setter. And we had some other good setters in the program. We made an offer to her to come anyway. She did it at the risk of not being able to play that position. She plays, obviously, other positions really, really well. Alex transferred here, 1 for 1. It's the first time we've had one of those, but really filled a role that we needed. A 6 rotation player who can play the whole game. And who also improved through the course of this year attacking. I looked at her stats from Long Beach, and I would have been happy with her coming in just doing what she did at Long Beach. She started off the season not that good, ended up the season blowing that away. And that is what you should do, get better. You're much better at the end of the season than you were at the beginning, and that's what happened. Crystal Young, we brought in as a transfer when we lost a lady who will remain unnamed, who's now playing in the black and gold. And she had to come in, and she had to fill a very difficult position. She's playing under my guys most of the time, and she had to learn to play at a higher level. Even though she did win a junior college national championship, but she had to learn to play the game at a higher level with players around her that are very demanding and play it against good teams. She had a year apprenticeship, jumped in this year, and did a pretty nice job considering her stats and her rotations and her hitting percentage were actually better than last year's. It's one thing I don't think anyone in this room realizes. Statistically, we were better than last year's team, and last year was this peak year. And it was a great year, don't get me wrong, went to the Sweet 16, but if you put the numbers to it, Crystal did an outstanding job. And I'm very proud of you. There's a growth that setters and me go through. A lot of them have a couple of years to sort of get to do it. She didn't. You know, she's thrown in there, and not every moment was pleasant. But I think at the end of the day, we had a pretty good relationship, and I have a great deal of respect for you. I really do. So as I begin to try to, every year I like to try to make a presentation, something fun. This year I'm trying to think of themes, and I'm thinking of these 4 people, and the one thing that kept coming back to me was all 4 of these young ladies have very, very strong female role models in their life. Crystal's is her grandmother. She's been basically raised by her grandma. I've met the moms of Jamie and Bree and Alex. They were raising them as single moms, and those moms are pretty tough. They're all out here right now, except Grandma's not out here, but the three moms are. They're tough women who have done a great job with their daughters. And I've decided to create a little presentation that sort of represents that. And you all have to help me get through it. I'm laughing every once in a while. But to me, there are some heroes in this room that aren't sitting up. So I've called this thing, get to the first slide, Bree. You gotta go back one. It's called Dear Mom, a collection of letters that might have been written. My Mom by Jamie Calese. My mom works very hard at her job. She answers 911 calls for all of Fort Collins. She had to learn a lot to understand this job. She has to know how to save people's lives over the phone. She knows CPR and all that stuff. She works from 7 to 5 most of the time, but sometimes she works overtime so she can pay for things for me and my sister. She also works nights sometimes so she can take us to school. We have to work too. We have to do chores around the house to earn our allowance. Last night, she took me and my sister Jordan to watch a CSU Ram volleyball game. The CSU Rams are really good. My sister plays volleyball, and now I do too. It's really fun, except I'm so skinny, the shorts don't really fit me. Most of the CSU players are taller than me, but I think I'm gonna grow up to be really tall like my mom. She's 5'8". Mom, I'm sorry school was so hard for me at first. I didn't like sitting around all day. This new expedientiary school, learning school, is great though. We do a lot of field trips and projects working with each other. I'm a lot happier going to school. And also, Mom, thanks for helping me with sports. I love soccer, and I know it can't be easy as an artist paying for all of my sports stuff. I love volleyball too, but I hate the little shorts we have to wear. It's like we're playing in underwear. It's nasty, Mom. Why can't we just wear soccer shorts? Oh, and I know when you cut my hair, it saves us.
Oh my
I know when you cut my hair, it saves us money, but I forgive you for the bad haircut. I know you were just trying to make me look like Victoria Beckham, but I think we should probably go to Supercuts next time. Dear Grandma, I had so much fun at the softball tournament. I love sitting outside under the tent. I love the people in the park and the smells and the sounds of softball. I love running the bases, Grandma. I think I'm pretty good at sports. Is that why everybody calls me Crystal the Pistol? Thanks for teaching me everything you teach me, Grandma. I love when we're out in the front yard playing catch, and now we're learning volleyball too. It was a good idea letting me serve up on the roof. I know if I serve 50 balls on the rooftop, I'll be able to serve it over the net like my sister. Dear Mom, I know why I love sports so much. From as early as I can remember, you've had me in the gym. While you coached volleyball, I sat on the side and played. Every once in a while, I'd get in and go play with the older girls. I'm starting to get pretty good, like my sister Alex. How do you do it, Mom? I have 7 brothers and sisters, and you make us all feel so special. You get us all to practice, you make us do our homework, you get us all up for breakfast in the morning and school every day. I believe in you, Mom. You're a good volleyball coach. And I remember you told me our lives are like a jar of marbles. Every time we do something good, we put a marble in the jar. If we do something bad, we take a marble out. Sometimes we're so bad, we pour marbles out. Well, your jar is really full, Mom. It's so full it's spilling over. Dear Mom, oh, sorry, I gotta remember this part. Fast forward. Dear Mom, I know I speak on behalf of all 8 of us kids. Thanks for taking me to practice last night. and the time before that, and the time before that. You sat there and did your high school teacher prep, then you did work on the club website, did inventory on the snack stand, all just to make sure my dues are paid and I can play with the best club. I know you had to do the same thing for Alex and Abby and Amanda, and now for Zeb after me. I'm sure you did it for Zach as well, I'm just too young to remember. Sure, we all have to help out, but it's crazy how much you do. Clean the facility, work the concession stand. How do you pay for all of our sports on a teacher's salary? It never seemed like a struggle. We always felt it always worked out. I promise I won't let you down, Mom. I'm gonna be a great college athlete in one of these sports. The colleges are starting to recruit me in basketball and volleyball, and maybe you won't have to find a way to pay for my college. You always say, respect yourself, respect others, and get a college education. I can't remember. I remember that, Mom, and it's going to happen. So far, you've seen 6 of 8 of us in college, with 2 left. I can't imagine how much this costs. Oh, and thanks for always giving me hair ribbons, Mom. In fact, the whole team thanks you too. Your obsession with ribbons has made me obsessed. I'm gonna have these ribbons and save them forever. They give me good luck, but mainly they remind me of you. Dear Mom, I drove myself to practice today, then I looked up and you were still there watching me. You're always there, Mom. It makes me feel good. I like seeing you in my tournaments too. I know you worked overtime to pay for this. But you still have to come to practice, you still have to drive me to tournaments. I tend to obsess over my mistakes. Then I start feeling like I'm not any good. It's probably my biggest hang-up. You always find a way to make me get over it. The other night when I got frustrated at hitting errors, you told me, swing for the back wall, it'll eventually go in. You've always taught me to take risks, make mistakes. This is the only way to make yourself better. And I love your anecdotes too, Mom, especially when you tell me to be a duck. Let the mistakes slide right off your back. But did you actually have to buy a stuffed duck on Sunday? I heard you yelling, be a duck, Jamie. A little embarrassing, but I guess all moms are embarrassing. Dear Grandma, I was so upset when my volleyball club dropped me off their top team, but you told me, God has a plan for you, Crystal. Everything will work out. Then Texas Tornadoes accepted me and eventually put me on their top team. It did work out, Grandma. Thanks for teaching me to keep the faith. And thanks for driving me again to practice, an hour and a half each way. It's a good time for me to catch up on homework. I know you worked another graveyard shift at the paper mill just to have time to do this. Also, thanks for coming to every tournament and videotaping every match I play in. You stand behind the court filming and cheering. You're the loudest one. Then we go home, you cook me dinner, and we watch the film. But sometimes we should turn the volume down, Grandma. I can hear everything you're saying during my games. Mom, I'm finally back from my rotator cuff injury. Thank God you were there to help me through it. I wanted to come back too early and start swinging, and you wouldn't let me. Thanks, Mom. My shoulder feels better now. We still had to pay club dues even though I was injured. I finally found out how much this whole thing costs. And you're still driving the little floor cleaner around and cleaning the club facility to pay off my bill. You're amazing, Mom. Last night I was freaking out because I felt like I'm just not getting better. I'm not as skilled as these other girls, but you calmed me down. You told me that hard work beats talent every time. I watch how hard you work every day, Mom, and it motivates me. You keep telling me you have something special that makes you great. I guess I can jump higher than the rest of the team, so maybe you're right, Mom. If I work just half as hard as you do, I should be a great volleyball player. That's great. Dear moms and grandma, I made it. We made it. I'm going to be a CSU Ram. I'm finally going to Division I program. I'm transferring to CSU to be closer to you. I wouldn't be here without you, Mom. There were so many times I didn't think I was good enough, but you showed me that I was. You put your life on hold for me, for us, and I'm so thankful. Mom, we do this thing before every match where we get in a big circle, join hands, and we each say a tribute word. A word that's gonna help each of us with something during the match. Words like toughness, relentless, or supportive. All these words remind me of you. Fast forward. Mom, thanks for talking to me last night. I'm so homesick. I've been coming home every weekend. I'm sorry I was so negative, but you always have a way of calming me down, getting me to see the real truth. I was gonna quit. I didn't think I was tough enough to handle this. You convinced me I was. Dear Mom, you're always saying when things are good, you never hear from me, but when things are bad, I call you 4 times a day. This week, I think I called 20 times. He told me today I'm probably never gonna set for this program. He needs me to be a 6 rotation hitter. I was so upset, but I didn't let him know. Deidre's great, but I just want a chance. I know, Mom, I just need to have faith in the coaches. Dear Mom, volleyball's not always fun. When I get stressed, I always look at the quilt you made me for my dorm. It has all these cute things that remind me of home. Thank you for flying out and surprising me last week. I know it's hard to afford that. I wish you could see me play more often. Dear Grandma, thanks for driving up and having lunch with me today at Glenn. Thanks for convincing me that I have to stay strong. Even at junior college, it's hard to balance all this school and volleyball. School has never come easy for me, but you're right. I'll grow from all this, and I know it's going to be harder when I go to a 4-year school. Dear Mom, oh, fast forward. Don't forget that. Dear Mom, this senior year has been crazy. Last spring, I didn't even know what we were going to do. Everyone was beating us. I didn't know what position I was going to play. You told me it would all work out. The coaches know what they're doing, and they actually did. I guess it pays off to have faith and work hard. I'm setting in a 6-2, and we haven't lost a conference game yet. I'm so amazed, Mom, that you're still making it to all of Zeb's Friday football games, then leaving for the airport at 3 a.m., flying to Colorado to see my Saturday matches. You've made every one. P.S. It's my senior year, and Tom just noticed that I still wear yellow ribbons at every match. Mom, it still makes me feel good to look up in the stands and see you. Every match I have a ritual where I look for all my support people before every game, just to be sure you're there. Last night you showed up just as the match was starting. I was freaking out. I figured they must have had a margarita special at Fuzzy's. I don't know if every mom knows as much about their daughter as you do about me. We've been through a lot this year. New boyfriends, my first C in college. You're my life counselor, Mom. We had the toughest start to the year, and we finished so strong. I'm glad you could share it with me. And you know what? I'm a lot more confident now, thanks to you. Dear Grandma, I want you to know if I seemed irritated last week, it wasn't on purpose. I love that you come and stay with me for 9 days, sharing my apartment, my bedroom, my car, and the truth is, having you here all the time is a good way to make me do my homework, go to morning class, everything. You've always done that for me, kept me in check, kept me grounded. Now we're gonna win the conference, and I can hear you cheering in the stands, and it reminds me of club tournaments. Can you believe I'm already a senior? Also, Grandma, I'm glad you got to meet Sarah. Adopting her through the Friends of Jackman Foundation has been really special for me. It's like I'm her real big sister. It changed what I want to do in life. It's been great for our whole team, Grandma. I guess I learned that compassion from you. Dear Mom, last night we beat Wyoming and Laramie to finish undefeated in conference. We were all singing the fight song to our fans after the match, and I saw you crying tears of joy. I was so proud you got to see me hoist that Mountain West trophy with my fellow seniors. I'm so happy, Mom, I got to come home and show you the player I've become. the woman I've become. This year has been tough, but I've become a better player, a better person, a better friend, and a better teammate. My fellow seniors have been amazing. We've shared blood, sweat, and tears. We've argued and made up. We've grinded through practice, fought through injuries, and competed, Mom. We fought like champions. I'm not a kid anymore. I'm an adult, a champion. I'm not the woman I am without you. Grandma, you're my hero. Mom, you've always made me feel like everything will always work out. You're more than my mom. You're my best friend.
But if by chance you're here alone, can I have a moment before I go? 'Cause I've been by myself all night long, hoping you're someone I used to know. You look like a movie, you sound like a song. My God, this reminds me of when we were young. Living forward right through in this life, can't see the last time that we might be exactly like we were before we realized we were scared of getting old and made us restless. It was just like a movie. It was just like a song. I was so scared to face my fears. Nobody told me that you'd be here. And I swear you moved overseas. That's what you said when you left me. You still look like a movie. You still sound like a song. My God, this reminds me of when we were young. Falling right through this life. Can't see this the last time that we might be exactly like we were before we realized we were sad of getting old and made us restless. It was just like a movie. It was just like a song. When we were young. When we were young. When we were young. When we were young. It's hard to admit that everything just takes me back to you were there. So when you were there, the part of me is holding on just in case you pass. Those I still care. Do you still care? It was just like a movie. It was just like a song. My God, this reminds me.
Fast forward one more time. Dear Mom, I'm laying in my dorm room. I'm exhausted, my muscles are sore, and I'm already homesick. I've got my headphones in, listening to Oldies Pandora. That singer named Adele came on. It reminded me of you, so I decided to write it. I just finished preseason training, so no more two-a-days. But school starts Monday. I'm kind of scared, Mom. It's my first year as a CSU volleyball player. I know you said it'll be hard. It'll push me to my limits every day, but it's harder than I imagined. We went to the indoor football facility this morning to get introduced to something called junkyard, and I felt kind of sick, just like you described it to me, but I got through it. I looked around at my teammates, they looked at me. We were all sweating and breathing hard, but encouraging each other at the same time. It felt like a team. Then we walked back through Moby Arena and looked up at the banners. It reminded all of us about the championships that volleyball has won, the tradition of excellence in the program. Then I saw your senior year, Mom, 2015. I remember the stories you told me. 4 seniors, you traveled different paths to get there, how you played a new system that had never been played before, how your coach kept saying it was a rebuilding year. Then you went through the entire conference without losing a match. You were only the 2nd team ever to do that. You had to be so clutch, such great competitors. When I picture what I want my experience to be like, I imagine that one picture, Mom, you know the one, where you and the other 3 seniors are celebrating a point. That look of jubilation where you just made a big play with a huge Moby crowd. I think of the stories you told me, and I hope that I have the same type of experience. Where it's hard, where it's meaningful, where I share it with great teammates. Do you still talk to those girls? Are they still your friends? There are 3 other freshmen in my class too. I hope we all make it through the next 4 years together. Practices are hard and classes will be harder, but I'm ready, Mom, because like you, I'm a Ram volleyball player. I also know I have something special, an amazing mom, who knows how to help me through this, just like Grandma helped you. I can't believe we just got here and we play in a week. Soon I'll be doing the what cheer you taught me. And we'll be going to run out in the Moby with a big crowd of crazy fans going crazy for Ram volleyball. I want to continue the legacy that you were a part of. The next 4 years will mean so much, but I know I'm going to need your help to get through the hard times. Last thing, Mom, before I go to bed. At the end of the day, we did this thing where we all got in a big circle. We all had to think of a word that had meaning to us now that 2-a-days are over. I guess this is a tradition they've been doing for years. We all joined our hands in the air and put our right foot in. Players said words like strength, teamwork, and hustle. When it got to me, I simply said, Mom.